first lock. All right, before we get started, a little legal disclaimer. Lock picking is the practice of bypassing a locking mechanism or system. By law, you can only pick locks that belong to you or where you have explicit permission from the owner. Each state has different laws on picking tools. Know your state law and know the law of your destination if you're traveling with these tools. We highly recommend against picking locks you rely on, such as your door or car. Picks and locks can break. All right, are you ready to start your mission? What we have here is your brand new practice lock system, including a clear practice padlock where you can see the pins move. You can see what's happening here as you get the feel of your new tools. We also have a nice leatherized tool case here that includes 20 picking tools and 4 torsion tools. And I'm going to show you exactly what those tools look like here. All right, so first off, we have what are called hook picks. That's what these are right here. This is called a dimple rake and a few more different types of hook picks. I won't get into all the details here, but you're definitely going to use these as you progress in your skills. This is a torsion wrench here, and this is another torsion wrench. Different sized for different keyways here. On this side, we have another torsion wrench. We also have some rakes here. These are mostly for automotive use, and this is what's called an automotive tensile tool. Again, as you progress in your skills, you'll use these tools a little bit more. So to begin with, what we're going to do is use one of the hook picks here. So again, you're going to figure out which ones are your favorite tools as you go along. I kind of like this guy right here. He seems to be a pretty good one. And I'm going to use this torsion wrench right here. All right, let's grab the clear practice padlock. So again, this is what's called the torsion wrench, and this is what's called a hook pick. Now you'll see on these hook picks, these are actually custom designed handles. And what they do is they actually give a lot better feedback. They're a lot smoother. This gives a lot of less resistance when you're picking inside the locking mechanism. I'm just going to show you what a very inexpensive lock pick looks like, just so you can kind of get a comparison here. This is black steel or spring steel hook pick. You'll find these on Amazon as well. They're fairly inexpensive. I remember the first set I got, this is what their torsion wrench looks like. This broke probably about after the second time I used it. Definitely not a quality set. You can pick locks with them. They're just very rough, and in fact, we've timed it, and most people can pick a lock in about 20 to 30% less time than if they use this one here. So not that that really matters, but definitely a way better set of tools. Anyways, onwards and upwards, let's take a look at this clear practice padlock. Now the whole goal of this is to mimic what the key does. So I've got a set of keys here. I'm going to show you up close here if I can get a kind of zoom in. What we're going to do is, what the key does is line up these pins. So you'll see how the pins are all lined up like that. And what that allows is the tumbler, this cylinder here, to turn and then allow the lock to pop. So what we're trying to do is mimic that. Now, by putting the pick in there and just simply pushing down on it, what's happening, you'll see the pins moving, right? But they're bouncing back up. So that's not going to allow us to turn the tumbler here. So what we need is the torsion wrench. And now the purpose of the torsion wrench is to actually kind of jam it in there. What it's doing, what's happening is it's jamming the pins. So by putting just a slight amount of pressure on there, what's happening is it's binding these pins and allowing or creating the effect so the pins can't come back up. So basically, the basic premise again is just to push them down with the pick and create a binding effect with the torsion wrench so that these pins will stay down and create that nice straight line that we saw with the key. So what I'm going to show you right now is what's called raking. This is the simplest way to pop a lock. Not a lot of dexterity in this, but it works. Now when we say raking, this isn't like going back and forth like this. You'll see it's still fairly soft, and you have to have a little bit of finesse with it, but it's a lot easier than actual picking. So what we're going to do here again is just put just a slight amount of pressure on it with my finger here to cause a binding effect. And again, you'll get the feel of that as you go. So what I'm going to do is just kind of run my rake across, or my hook across there, And what it's doing is it's pushing down on these pins. Now you'll see up close here, I'm going to show you this guy right here. This pin has gone down too far. And that's, that I won't be able to open the lock at that point. So what I'm going to do is just slightly let off the wrench here and let it pop back. And that actually lined up all these pins. Now I felt this move, so that means that this is ready to open. Now I'm just going to push on it. There we go. We just popped it. So again, I'm going to show you the raking again. Oh, that kind of hooked me there. There we go. So we'll put that back in. Now we're going to insert the torsion wrench. Again, it goes at the top, like that. And then we're going to insert the hook pick. And just a light raking motion. Again, that guy there went way too far, so I'm going to let him back up. There. That's how quick it can happen. Now give it a shot. Love to hear from you, and stay tuned. I'm going to show you actual picking.